I don't think that very many of you saw this coming, but indeed it's coming, and it's really one of those moments that are really happening anytime from now, provided Arteta and Andre Batha really come up with a specific all come to a common understanding that he's surplus to requirement. John Stones is not John Stones. We obviously gone ahead to really get a story coming in through from Andrea Cambiaso, formerly wanted by Man City, but finally he is obviously one of those that has gone ahead not to join, and he has revealed to us that he's okay with what he's achieving at the side of Juventus. Atletico Bilbao, Emirates Cup confirmed, and Arsenal is here to obviously take it on. Now, continue to subscribe. You know that you want to hit the magic number of 26,000, and you're left with few subscribers, by the way, to hit that mark of 26,000. So guys, go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel in there. Now, let's go eyes. Bayern Munich. Arsenal winger Gabriel Martinelli is another name being discussed at FC Bayern. So, Bayern Munich literally are interested in signing Gabriel Martinelli. If you never know, better know. They are really interested in signing Gabriel Martinelli. You understand? And why is it that they are in for Gabriel Martinelli? First reason, they lost a player known as Leroy Sen on a free moreover to Galatasaray, and this player is obviously one of those that hasn't renewed his contract at Bayern Munich, and he was like, maybe me and Vincent Kompany are not anywhere near being into the same plans of Bayern Munich. And he's like, let me leave. And he left on a free. Serge Gnabry is one of those that he's known at the level of really indicating that Arsenal is really, Bayern Munich sees huge potential in him. The other player that could play off the left is Matthias Tel. He was sold to Tottenham Hotspur. So, as it stands, the side of Bayern Munich is short of a left attacking midfielder, and they're left with Serge Gnabry. The other one is Jamal Musiala, but we all know that Jamal Musiala is really good when it comes to him playing into what we call the central attacking midfield area of the pitch. That's where Jamal Musiala is good at. And as it stands, it leaves us in total shock as we, the fans of Manchester United, as we the fans of football, that Jamal Musiala is played out of position. Yet we note that when Jamal Musiala is playing centrally in the midfield, he's really deadly. So, Vincent Kompany went ahead to come up with a list, and there is Nico Williams, there is Rafael, there is Mitoma, and now there is Gabriel Martinelli. Marcus Rashford is also included. So that is the list. That's the list that has gone ahead to see Gabriel Martinelli being added on. And Martinelli looks like he's one of those that even Arsenal might obviously look to offload. I tell you why. Because, as I've always told you, he hasn't really shown signs that is obviously going to turn out to be one of the best players. In the season of 2022-2023, he scored, I think, 16 Premier League goals. Not so? That is Gabriel Martinelli that season. And why did he score all those goals? We all noted that he needed to obviously get a contract. And inconsistency has been part of what he has been doing the previous seasons. To an extent that 2022, 2023, 36 games, 15 goals, 5 assists, 20 goal involvements. Then 2023, 2024, 35 games, 6 goals, 4 assists. 2024, 2025, 33 games, 8 goals, 4 assists. So that doesn't speak volumes for him to stay at Arsenal. And when you look at Trossard, who hasn't been at Arsenal for so long, he has gone ahead to outperform a player known as Gabriel Martinelli. His stats and results have gone ahead to really outshine Gabriel Martinelli. And for all those that have been watching this channel, you know it very well that you know my stance. I've always, on several occasions, come here and I've always told you the truth that Martinelli, for me, should leave Arsenal and Arsenal should get in another player. And if you look at Arsenal and who they are really looking at to replace him, I think they are really having better options and they should let the lad go. Now, Build has come up and said Bayern Munich is reportedly exploring a move for Gabriel Martinelli to sign him from Arsenal this summer. The Brazilian winger is one of 5 players the club is considering as they prepare to bolster their front line. So that's exactly what you're really having in here onto the Rokani Media Football. This is Build, Tier 1 source from Germany. Then we also went ahead to get Christian Falk, Tier 1 journalist from Germany. So if you really hear all that, that means there is pure intent for the club of Arsenal to obviously come up and see to it that they really let the lad go. Now, the price is what has gone ahead to obviously excite me. If you all know, Martinelli is not a homegrown player at Arsenal. If you've been following what the world is or what it means to be what we call a homegrown player. Now, where does it get more interesting? This is where it gets more interesting. They bought him for £5 million, that is Arsenal, and they want £50 million from Gabriel Martinelli. That means that they're making a profit of £45 million. That is it. £45 million is the profit that the side of Arsenal is going to be making. And in this summer, they might really use it very well because they'll be having some huge amount of money to spend. If you've just gone ahead to watch my previous video, I talked about Rodrigo and how Arsenal are hugely interested in bringing him in. And Madrid is calling in for £77 million. And if Arsenal has an assurance that they have a profit of 45, they can give Rodrigo a contract of 5 years, and that means every season Arsenal will have to pay 15 point something million pounds. So that means they can chop 15 off this and they use it for this year, and they can use that money to get in more other players, and their budget is really okay. So Arsenal are really going to be making a huge profit from Gabriel Martinelli, but we don't know whether he will turn out to be the favorite of all. Rafael, Marcus Rashford, Mitoma, and Nico Williams. All those 4 are players that Bayern Munich has hugely gone in for. Sorry, those 5. And tell me, who do you think Bayern Munich will go ahead and really sign? Will they go ahead to sign a player known as Martinelli? Will they go in for a player known as Rafael, Nico Williams, or Mitoma? You can go into the comment section and really let me know who you think they will obviously sign as a side of Arsenal. Sorry, as a side of Bayern Munich. Now, if you're an Arsenal fan, who would you want to come in if at all Gabriel Martinelli is sold? Tell me your thoughts, because there is Nico Williams, although he wants to go to Barcelona. There is Rodrigo Goes from Real Madrid, £77 million. There is Rafael Yao also being linked to Arsenal. So, we are waiting to see. Even Bakola is there. We are waiting to see who will obviously get into the club of Arsenal. So, the poll is already up and running. I want to see people voting and tell me their thoughts about who they want, whether Martinelli should be sold or not. Now, Matthias Molema says he should go. Rodrigo should replace him. Cassandre Ben, let him go if right offer arrives. £50 million is what Arsenal value into this player. Then Matthias Molema, Martinelli lost his form. Obviously, he really did. And he has been injury prone, from that injury he got, I think towards the end of the season of 2023, 2024. Ever since then, he has been an injury prone player. And I think Andrea and Arteta have gone ahead to assess the player, and they're like, looks like he has gone ahead to hit his ceiling, and there is nothing much they can get out of him more. So they're like, let's leave the guy and let's proceed to the next step. And they want to bring in finished articles to compete with the likes of Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea for the Premier League and for the Champions League, compete with Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG, name it. Solomon Adeyemi, Arsenal should give him one more year, and if still no signs of improvement, then we sell him. Obviously, I think ever since he got that contract, Martinelli hasn't gone ahead to be the same. When he really had that contract, when he really had 1 year, I think like 1 year left on his contract, he really played hard, and even his price really increased. I think by that time they could have sold him for like £80 million. Ever since then, he has gone ahead to really shrink in form, something that is not obviously good. Now, when we go to the poll, let's end it and let's see how you guys have gone ahead to vote. 66% are like Arsenal should sell the player, and 33% are like the player shouldn't be sold. That's what we are getting in through from the side of Arsenal fans. So you can as well go into the comment section and really throw in your thoughts about this. But for me, I've already told you, Arsenal should let that guy go. He's not special, and Arsenal has reached a level of playing with special players, even if you're not special and not technically gifted, you can do what Saka is really doing, that he has been consistent and he has always on several occasions coming through and put in a very big shift as a player. You understand? And Saka has been consistent. You understand? He has been very, very consistent. Solomon Adeyemi, if we get an upgrade on a left side of Martinelli, he can get better. Or if a player like Joe Harris comes in, Martinelli can improve. Who tells you? Who tells you? Wide forwards have taken on the game, In fact, you calling in for a striker to come in through to make him better is a sign that he's not really good, because wide forwards nowadays run the game. They really score goals. Look at Liverpool. It has been Salah, Diaz, Gakpo. Man City, it used to be, not until Haaland came in through, used to be Riyad Mahrez. Look at Chelsea, Carl Palmer, Pedro Neto, Madrid. You'll talk about Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo Goes, Barcelona, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha coming in through to put in very many goals. So it doesn't need a center forward for a wide forward to look good. You know, Martinelli is a very good player. That is it. But I think he's overrated. Some people think that maybe they're having a Vinicius Junior in him, you know. But I think the difference between Vinicius Junior and Martinelli is that Vinicius Junior is decisive, you know. He's decisive and he doesn't run aimlessly as Martinelli does. Martinelli gets the ball, he runs, things that are not really okay for him. So I believe they should get in an upgrade. And I don't think that Martinelli, at his age, he wants to be a bench player. He wants to be a regular. And I think if Bayern is bringing in the money and they are promising me to start every game, I would obviously welcome that as a Martinelli. Now, Solomon says, if we sell him, then we get two left wingers. You just need one. You just need one because Leandro Trossard is there. So Trossard is there for keeps and is going nowhere because an exceptional player. And new talks for his contract are really on. Andrea Cambiaso, wanted by Man City from January, you know. But they haven't gone ahead, obviously, get a grip of him. Cambiaso has said City have almost unlimited financial resources. Their ownership is incredibly wealthy, so I'm not surprised they've already spent so much on the market. In January, it was nice just to talk, but I'm happy to be here at Juventus and wear this shirt. Cambiaso said, I was never really close to joining Man City anyway. It was nice and flattering to be linked with clubs like that. But I'll say it again, I'm truly happy I'm playing here. Now, Cambiaso is with Juventus, and Juventus is at the FIFA Club World Cup, and they are into the same group with Man City. You understand? So they are set to face one another. You understand? Juventus is on top of that group. Man City is second. They are playing today. Wydad AC, 2 games, 0 points, and Al Ain, that is playing Man City today, is really having 0 points. So the battle for the top spot is really very interesting, and Man City are really vying to really win this tournament, and Pep is working tooth and nail. And before we get to that Cambiaso story, let me even read you the starting 11 for the side of City for this particular game. They are having Ortega, Moreno in goal, Akanji, Kusanov, Vadio, Alturunuri. That is the back four or back five. Then the midfield has Nico Gonzalez, Ika Gundogan, and Nunes. Then there is Bernardo Silva, Echeverri. Oh, I'm watching this game because of this lad, this young boy. Echeverri is really out of this world, and Erling Haaland will lead the line. The bench of Man City has Ederson, Bettinelli, Diaz, Rienders, Stones, Ake, Mamosh, Doku, Lodri, Reis, Savinho, Cheki, Ryan, Phil Foden, Oscar Bob, and O'Reilly. That is the side of Man City that is set to face Al Ain. Al Ain has the following players: Aisha, Jasik, Niang, Jabala, Rabia, Traore, Nada, Pak, Al Boshi, Chadli, and S. Rahimi. That is what we are really having in through here for this side. So now let's get to Cambiaso. Cambiaso is a midfielder who plays for Juventus, and today he featured prominently into the FIFA Club World Cup. And they're obviously going to be taking on Man City next in their group, in their last group game. And I tell you what, Cambiaso, he's really very good and looks very scary, if at all you've gone ahead to see him play. And he sometimes plays as a fullback or a left back for the side of Juventus, and he really does it well. Now, Arturo Nori is one of the players that Man City brought him through, and they've gonna hate obviously see him as a potential player to do the services of Cambiaso. But Cambiaso say he's happy at Juventus, and he doesn't really think of leaving the club. But for Man City, I tell you what, they are a very, very, very beautiful club, and the way they really bring in players is really exciting. Matthias Mulema Martinelli has the same way of play. He runs carelessly, hence giving defenders a chance to play against him. I don't think that the level at which Arsenal is going to have to reach, they need a player like Martinelli. That is it. I think they need something better. Richard Fenny, wow, brother, long time. Thanks for the update. Thank you. Mulema says Man City is winning this game. You say so? All right. Man City and Al Ain City will obviously have to beat them hands down, you know. But for me, Echeverry will be the guy to watch. Now, Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously add another fixture onto their preseason. It's all about the Emirates Cup, and they've gone ahead to add on a fixture of a side known as Atletico Bilbao. Charles Watts, who was an Arsenal correspondent for the goal, I don't know whether he really went back, but he was working for the goal, and he's now working for Court Offside, Goal and Sportsum Hall. Arsenal correspondent has confirmed to us that Atletico Bilbao will be Arsenal's opponent for the Emirates Cup. Now, the Emirates Cup has been here for a very long time if you've been following up on football, right? They've been here for some long time. And as it stands, not really bad. But it will be a very good fixture because Atletico Bilbao has been really having a huge buzz in there, you know. But I tell you what, it happened to really not go the right way with Arsenal and not getting Nico Williams. This is where the Williams brothers really play, Inaki Williams and Nico Williams. But Nico Williams looks like he has gone ahead to slip through the hands of Arsenal and is going elsewhere. But Arsenal have gone ahead to choose them as the opponents. And all I know is that after Arsenal playing its preseason games, AC Milan on the 23rd of July, Newcastle 27th of July, Tottenham 31st of July, I think they will obviously have to play a game with Atletico Bilbao a week to the start of the Premier League. And remember, the Premier League, Arsenal is opening up with Manchester United. Then Arsenal will host Leeds. Then Arsenal will play away at Liverpool. Then Arsenal will host Nottingham. Arsenal will play Man City at Emirates. Then Arsenal will play away at Newcastle, 27th September. Then Arsenal will have to play against West Ham. Then those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first 7 games, Arsenal will have to play Man United, Liverpool, Man City, and Newcastle. You know, that is really a very hard fixture for them. But if you are following up onto this fixture of Arsenal after Atletico Bilbao, I think they would have gone ahead to obviously get in some good competition, especially from the Premier League teams in the preseason. Newcastle, Tottenham, you know, that will be really important. The 4th game will be all about Atletico Bilbao for the club of Arsenal. You now know that everything is set to roll into the best way possible. So guys, that is Arsenal for you, and I think I've gone ahead to obviously dissect everything, but I have some questions in there. Matthias says Man City is winning this game. Obviously they'll win against Al Ain. Then Matthias Molema Rokani, more updates on Thomas Partey contract. Looks like Arsenal and Thomas Partey have not really gone ahead to get into a common understanding. Arsenal are going to move their way, you know, and Partey will move the other way. That's what we are really waiting in for in here onto the Rokani Media Football. But all in all, the club of Arsenal will, at a certain point X, either keep him or let him go. But Partey leaving the club of Arsenal means that Arsenal will have to go into the market to sign another midfielder. That is it. Though others are like, with Merino, 1, Zubimendi, 2, Declan Rice, 3, Arsenal can use those to play into that CDM area. And then they might think of other players to really participate in that midfield. Odegaard there, as their ideal partnership is going to be Zubimendi, Odegaard, and Declan Rice. You understand? So, if one player really needs a rest or gets injured, they believe that Rice can be in there, or Zubimendi can do the job. But that means that calls out for Arsenal to sign in another player. But people are forgetting that they also have Leandro Trossard who can play in the midfield, you know. Ethan Nwaneri, who really had a very good season of 2024-2025, and we anticipated the best from him as a player. So, for the club of Arsenal, I think all they need is a Rodrigo kind of player who is really versatile, a striker in Victor Gyökeres or Benjamin Sesko, and then they also need which other player does Arsenal need? Right-sided centre-back. It will depend on Tomiyasu and Ben White's decision on whether to stay at Arsenal or leave, because when one of those stays, he can literally play in the central defense on the right side of the central defense. But if one really leaves, then they'll bring in another player to really serve the purpose for the club of Arsenal, especially into that particular position. So guys, haven't I said it all? Is there anything that you're really demanding me? Let me check the comments here and see whether you guys have gone ahead of it and say something. Because we need Partey next season, but I think if he's not accepting the money that Arsenal is giving him, you let him go. Let him go. Let him go and maybe look out for another midfielder. You understand? Then Richard Fenny is not good Partey to leave. That's what you think. But at that age, I think what Arsenal fans have gone ahead to forget is that this guy has always gone ahead to be an injury-prone player. In the due course of him being an injury-prone player, he has costed his club a lot. That's what you people forget. But why hasn't he really gone ahead to really be out for long, as he always gone ahead to be ever since he joined Arsenal? Yet he's in his last year of his contract, because he needed to show his new suitors that he's really quite good and he's not an injury-prone player. And guess what? When he needed a new contract, he did that. So I think he hasn't been a loyal player to the club of Arsenal. That is it. Why did he stand out this season and he hasn't gone ahead to stand out the previous seasons? That is one of these reasons that we need to ask ourselves. Matthias Mulema, besides injuries, Partey is solid in the midfield, and you are really uncertain of whether he's obviously going to be fit or not fit. Let him go. Let him go, and let us look out for another player. Matthias Mulema, our defense, if not touched, is still solid. Yeah. What Arsenal should work on, it's Tomiyasu, because Tomiyasu can literally come and read and do the Saliba role. Ben White can do it, but last season those two have been out for so long. So I think Arsenal should work on the fitness levels of those players. If those fitness levels are really okay, those players, Arsenal won't need to obviously bring in another player. You understand? So guys, let me say good night to you. I'm really going to be putting out another video early in the morning, and you'll be eagerly waiting to obviously watch that. But your thoughts on Martinelli's shocking Arsenal exit are welcome in the comment section below. As Man City is going to go into action, your predictions are welcome in the comment section below. We out. Bye bye. For everyone that has been part of this video, it's a 5-finger salute and good night. Find me at the United Matters channel as I'm live for the next 30 minutes before you get into the Man City